Hey, what's going on, guys? It's another great day to bill search, so let's just jump right into it. If you're new to the channel, we look for things that are worth more than the face value in our coins, our currency, and then we also talk a lot about just good old nerdy stuff. We like to talk nerdy to each other, so join the community, hit subscribe, nothing on that first one. And, join in on the fun, learn a thing or two, or share your finds with us, or your knowledge if you know more than I do, which is lots of you. So, anyway. Nothing on that first one. Got some stray ink on this one. This is usually wet ink transfer, so it's not actual press through from the back of the note. Typically, after they cut them, they are quickly stacking them. In some cases, they don't dry entirely, and it'll transpose some of the reverse, in this case, the columns from the Lincoln Memorial over to the front of the next note. So, something to look for. If it's really dramatic, they can be worth money. Keep an eye out around the repetitious fives and the Lincoln Memorial for ink issues. Sixes, kind of same deal. They probably just re-inked before they started doing the next print. So you can see that. Seeing if they're in order there, but they're not. I'm just stripping out. You can see there's a little excess of play and ink in the serial numbers. But unless it's like filled in on a digit or it is a missing part of a digit, not really worth so much. Woo, nice. Some 8s, some 4s, but not enough repetition for me to hold on to. Printed really nicely. Not shifted at all. Really centered, so it's a good example of condition-wise what we're looking for. Keep an eye out around the sides, intricate detail points of the U.S. Treasury, one of the most boring buildings to look at. But also the repetitious 10s. And then someone pointed out to me in an email, they found a really cool 10. I forgot the series, so sorry about that. But the lettering in the United States of America was very blurred, had a lot of ink smear issues, little ones, but almost across the whole thing. So keep an eye out for that. I haven't been fortunate enough to find anything like that. But if you do, I'm sure you can get it graded. Note that that is an ink smear, and maybe they'll confirm it. Hey, can't beat it. I love star notes. I will never say no to a star note. First off, somebody sent me a great picture. They found a $1 bill with a filled star. Simply an ink issue where too much ink was dispersed fills the star in, but they're worth a bit more than their counterparts. So, really cool. Would have been nice to have a date note here, like 0503-2008, but I'm not gonna complain. I'll show you how to look them up at the end, and I'll put the info in the description box, but star notes are great. Replacement notes, the LEAP system of printing still requires star notes, but they are doing away with them over time. There's still a combination of kind of the old equipment and new equipment. So they use star notes to replace production issues, so when they find like a jacked up bill in quality assurance, they'll replace it with a star note, and that star indicates that. But the serial numbers are not going to be the same as the notes that they replace. So you can find duplicate star notes in 2013 B series $1 notes, since I'm looking at one. So I set aside that star note. I collect every one of them. I love them. Nothing going on there. 1204. Kind of a. It is a date note, I guess. December 4th. 1431. When it comes to these, I like to hold on to them when they're in U.S. history. It's U.S. currency. I think that's kind of cool. But I will look up this date, see if anything funky happened that's fun to talk about, and I'll put that in the comments or the description box. But keep an eye out, like if this is 1204-1931, that would have been a great date note to hold on to, birthday note, whatever you want to refer to it as. And those always have a heightened value. There's collectors out there all day for fancy serial numbers like birthday notes. Nothing crazy there, but I'll set it aside as like a little find. Series 2021. Nothing going on. Nice print, heavy ink on it too. If you are to find something collectible, a heavier print like this where it's very well laid down as far as the ink. There's no splotches in the actual portrait's a big part of it. The shift is nice. This one's a little off. But the overall print's very, very clean. That's what we're looking for condition. Back of the note, keep an eye out. Really, I find stuff in the United States of America as far as small ink smears, and then issues with the print More so on the repetitious use of the number 13 in this portion of the U.S. seal, but also sometimes around the lettering and stuff like that below the unfinished pyramid. Holy fours and ones. 11414. If we would have ended up with some repetition on the end with ones and fours, I would have definitely held on to it. Nothing crazy so far, but I love a star note, so I will call it a successful bill search when I find one of those. Man, we're getting a lot of good repetition in the beginning, but nothing to close it out. Nothing on the back. A little shift in the seal here, but unless it's off or up touching Washington, D.C. and covering that lettering, it's not going to command any premium. Really beat up too, water damaged, all that fun stuff. 2021 series, we'll see new build... Something that I was about to say. New build designs coming out in the next little bit. They have not released the design for the 10, though, even though they said it was, like, towards the end of the year. I guess they literally meant the end of the year. So, good old U.S. government. Guess it's not that important. It won't be out for a while. Last few notes. Looks like I got $41, so that's cool. Go get some groceries with that. Series 2017A. Beat up, water damage. You can always tell from the rippling and kind of waviness in the note. Last two, $40. This one's beat all to heck. Poor Jackson there. They're talking about removing him off the note, replacing him with Harriet Tubman. That's what I was told at the BEP, directly from the tour guide. So I'd say that's pretty solid information. You can let me know what you think on that one. Last note, 2017A, shifted a little up, but not crazy. Back of the bill, nothing in the front. Keep an eye out. Same dealio as like the other large building, depictions. Keep an eye out around intricate detail points. If you need to bust a loop out, great. But when it comes to banknotes, I find that the straight up to the eye errors, fancy serial numbers, etc., that's what people are really hunting for and command major value. Not so much here. I think it's a cool little note. You can let me know if you would hold on to it. This little date note. But if you watch any of my videos, you know I love star notes. So I'm going to hold on to this bad boy. If it was like a $100 bill, I'm too broke to be holding on to that. But love it. Wish it was a date note, but I'm not going to complain. Let me know what you have been coming across in the comments in your collectible searches. I love reading about that stuff. Drop some pictures in the community page for others to see. I'll see you guys in the comments, and good luck in your hunts. Catch you later.